Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. I apologize for not getting the video out yesterday. A lot has been going on in regards to our project. I'm excited to announce that the Detroit build team and the Traverse City build team have united and created the Michigan build team. For the past 24 hours, we have had numerous people joining our Discord to the point where it has almost doubled in size. We've had to go in and change much of the underlying code and some of the bots and plugins for our server, and also integrate other areas into our map. We've been under quite a heavy load for the past day or so. So what does this mean for the series? Well, I plan now to be doing two different series. One will be exclusively showing off Detroit and the surrounding areas, while the other will be covering developments across the state of Michigan itself. The Michigan series will include any large updates of Detroit as well. For this week, I was unable to grab any footage for an intro, mostly because we have gotten to the point where in order to have the view distance up to make everything look good in a flyover introduction, it slows down my PC significantly, so I'm trying to find a way around that, but for now I will just be using screenshots of the thumbnail, or what will become the thumbnail, for these introductions. Alright, the first project that is being featured in this week's update is the northern extension of Merchants Row along Woodward Avenue here in downtown Detroit. This includes the Frank and Cedar building, the addition to that building, along with the Woodward building on the very end of this block. Next up is a building just to the north of the Merchants Row project. It is the David Whitney building. Right now it is just a shell located on the southern end of Grand Circus, right next to the David Broderick Tower. This is the shell of the Griswold, which serves as an apartment building and a parking garage right next to 1001 Woodward. This building's apartments were built on top of the existing 10-story parking garage structure beginning in 2015, located on Griswold here in downtown Detroit. Now, this is probably one of my favorite pieces of architecture in downtown Detroit. This is the Book Cadillac Hotel. Originally, construction began on this building in 1923. However, it recently underwent a renovation in 2008 and is now a Westin hotel, along with containing multiple upscale condos located in downtown Detroit. Additionally, a 3-story addition was added to the back side of this structure. It was built in a neoclassical architectural style with distinct copper crowns located on the roof. Now, this is a built by some of our newer builders to the project. This is a Holiday Inn located in downtown Detroit, right across from the Book Cadillac Hotel. Originally, this building was built in 1965 in the modern architectural style. This is 240 West Lafayette, which was built by two new members of our build team, the same ones who built the Holiday Inn. Their names are King Cabbage and Lady Cookie. They also built this building, which is the Universal Ambulance Services building, located just off of Cass Avenue, both of them being at downtown Detroit. This is the updated progress on the TCF Center, also known as Coble Hall, which serves as the main event center for the city of Detroit, being built by Link Hero of Hyrule, our Berkeley developer. And this is the Marquette building, which was built by one of our newer builders, Universal Tiger, who has just also joined the build team in the past week. This is a project that I featured quite a while ago, but hasn't seen very much progress up until now. This is the Crown Plaza Detroit Riverfront Hotel, and as you can see, it has a tiny bit more progress than it had before. This is the Bankers Trust Company building, also built by Universal Tiger. This is an update on the now almost completed Waterboard building located over near the Cadillac Square area, located just north of the Lawyers Building, the Cadillac Square Apartments, and the Cadillac Tower. This building contains the headquarters for the City of Detroit's Sewage and Water Department, as well as the Great Lakes Water Authority. Now, these are two buildings also located on Cadillac Square. One of them serves as a pub, and the other serves as an apartment building. These are, however, on the southern side of the buildings mentioned before this time, instead of being north of them. Now, this is a project that is being undertaken by Big Dog 765, who was the one who brought to you folks the lovely Little Caesars Arena, which will be featured later in this video. This is the Millender Center, which is a complex of buildings all kind of bundled into one, just north of the Renaissance Center, located on the eastern side of downtown Detroit. Now, this is an update for the Detroit People Mover, which hasn't had such a major update in quite a while. As you can see, it has had quite a major addition added onto it. It used to go up just to the Renaissance Center, now it goes through to the Millender Center, cuts through downtown Detroit here on Larned until it gets to 150 West Jefferson. Then it veers to the left and starts heading toward the TCF Center, which it then goes to the right and veers onto the riverfront, and that is where Jetman 737 has decided to stop for this week. Now, this is the completed, or at least nearly completed, Little Caesars Arena, built by Big Dog 765, who has recreated numerous buildings in downtown Detroit to quite an amazing extent. As stated in the previous video, this is a build that you guys, the viewers, requested quite a bit, and also mentioned in the previous video, we will no longer be able to take requests for new buildings, and so if you would like to see something built, you can become a patron today. Patreon link will be in the description below, and you can help support this channel and this project. And that is the symbol of Little Caesars on top of the arena. Quite an amazing little thing there. Now, this is the Core City neighborhood, built by Finlay Chuchuk. I hope I got that name right. He's the one who has built Rivertown, or also known as the Warehouse District. This is out in the neighborhoods, one of our first neighborhood builds, located just almost barely in the west side of Detroit. And these are some old industrial buildings that are located in that area. Speaking of moving further out of the downtown area, this is an apartment complex area built by Cabbage Man and Lady Cookie, located in the southwestern area of Midtown. Now this is a build. This is beautiful. This is beauty. This is the city of Ann Arbor, home to the University of Michigan, as you can see right there, part of it. This was only recently brought over to our server. This has been being built by Shem, and only Shem, for quite some time now. And he has managed to do so much in such the little amount of time that he's been given so far to do this, and this was all done solely by him. He has basically created the entire downtown of Ann Arbor here, as you can see, alone and on his own server. We only recently managed to port this over, as I said before. So that's why you haven't been seeing very many progress updates of this, because it just simply didn't exist on our server, and so I didn't have access to this build. However, as you can see, I think you can agree with me that this is a very highly detailed build, and I think Ann Arbor alone, with Shem working on it by himself, adds quite a significant amount of cumulative man hours on this project just by this being added to our server. And so I really can't sing the praises of Shem enough. He works on our moderator team, he's always active, he's always building, and he managed to do all of this by himself, and then also set up the schematics for it, and managed to get that into our server files and paste them all in and make everything just look amazing. And he's continuing to work on this by himself, and I'm really impressed by this build and the quality of it. And also, go blue. Moving things on over to something that you've seen before, this is the Fiat Chrysler headquarters and technology center located in Auburn Hills, being continually ever built by Tila and Moneybags 4. As you can see, they've continued to make amazing progress here the past week, and just quite frankly, this is, I think I've said this before, this is one of my favorite builds on our server, and is really one of the biggest builds. And as you can see here as well, they've constructed the little tower here that is located on the premises of the Chrysler headquarters, and it's looking very, very nice. Now this is an update on Windsor in Canada, just across the border from downtown Detroit. This is, again, also a one-man project by Steven5161, and this time he has built the additional tower to the Caesars Hotel and Casino here in downtown Windsor, and has continued to add on to that and add on to the surrounding area. Now, I think you'll be able to see this project in even more of an official capacity within the next few days, as this has been featured on the BTE News. And so this will be in the next video for that. However, I think that they managed to film the footage before the additional tower was built, and so you'll just have to watch it without it. And if you're interested in that, I will put a link to the BTE main channel in the description of this video. And those are all the builds being featured this week. As always, thank you for watching, and consider subscribing and donating to our Patreon to help further support our channel and this project. Our goal is to reach 1,000 subscribers by the end of the month, and our Patreon goal is $100 a month. Furthermore, we have started to do weekly event builds on Sundays, which will include time lapses, so I will be putting that on the channel. And I'm considering doing another series looking at different buildings in Detroit and going over a little bit of their history. Anyway, I'll see you guys later. As always, thank you to the following patrons for your continued support of this channel and this project.